What's going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. I'm joined by Patrick here to discuss the breaking news, which is Cheick Doucoure signs a new long-term contract at Palace. And right before we went live, Mark Guehi, massive injury blow. We'll be discussing that. As always, if you do enjoy the content, oh, geez, what is going on there? If you do enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to not miss out on future Palace videos. Patrick, it's pretty early on for you. It's early for me, but for you, it's extra early. Let's start off with the Doucouré contract news. By the way, if you do want to get involved, make sure to leave down your thoughts in the comment section down below or the live comment section. It is quite of a surprise for me. You said that you wasn't as shocked. I wasn't really thinking about Cheick Doucouré signing a new long-term contract at Palace. I think you said that he had another 2 years left before this extension. So what do you make of it?
I love it. I mean, another great coup by the owners to get him signed along with Olise, obviously, and Eze, who signed earlier. I think going forward, the way that he plays, him and Wharton, who I feel are going to be the midfield for Glasgow going forward, are going to be excellent. So I mean, I think it's a really great thing for Palace to do. I mean, he's injured obviously now. Hopefully back at the end of the season or next season. But I think just for Palace in general, I think it's a major positive. Again, it really solidifies our midfield for the future. And again, it may not be that he'll be here for the 5 years because he probably won't be. But just like Olise at Eze, it ups his value if at some point Liverpool come back for him or some of the big club comes in. I'm sure there's a release clause in there also at some point. So I think just overall good business by Palace.
Yeah, good business. And this is what Doucouré said about his extension. He said, I'm really happy to commit my future to Crystal Palace. I've enjoyed my time here so much already. We've got a great group here, and I'm looking forward to getting back on the pitch as quickly as possible to play in front of this fantastic football club. And yeah, look, it also brushes aside, there's been a few rumors with Doucouré before he was out injured with Liverpool and a few other clubs because of his form, and it kind of puts us at ease there as well. I know he's had a long-term injury, but I have full faith in Cheick Doucouré. And you know what? You have to be balanced. We've been critical, and I've said this for Glasgow as well, about the club, about the business, on and off the pitch, ambition. But this season, Patrick, we've signed extensions to Olise, Eze, and Doucouré. Yet, there's still Mark Guehi, which we'll talk about with his injury news. But all three of them, positive extensions.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, just looking at some stats for Cheick for this season, 74% tackle success rate, 89% short pass accuracy, 50% long pass accuracy, 10 chances created. The only thing that he's missing in his locker, honestly, is goals and assists, which he has none, this season or even last season. But honestly, I'm just imagining a midfield with Doucouré and Wharton. Both of them press resistant, both drive the ball forward, both have decent vision. Well, Wharton's vision is excellent. Both very good passes, both very good defensively. I'm telling you, man, the future looks really bright with those two. Again, I know Lerma's playing great, and I love Lerma, but I'm telling you right now, Doucouré will be an upgrade on Lerma, and it's not a put down on Lerma at all. And just going forward, our midfield. I mean, obviously, this is for a future talk. But, we're probably going to be losing Hughes and Gyro, etc. But you've got people like Malachi Boateng playing really well at Dundee. You've got Killian Phillips on loan in Aberdeen. You've got obviously Ahamada and Ozo. Our midfield now strength has gone up nth degree. So I mean, honestly, it looks really bright in midfield, and obviously with the new manager. So.
And if we do go with the system that Glasgow wants to play with, and it doesn't change it about, we need two midfielders, and then
you need them.
The rest, of course, are good depth options. We don't need the three that was going for before. I know Eze will probably play behind the striker, but Wharton and Doucouré, fantastic. We know what Lerma can do. Lerma is a massive upgrade on Will Hughes in terms of the influence they can have on the pitch. And then, of course, we'll have a few youngsters as well. We have Ozo coming through as well. So the midfield, I think, is sorted. And a lot of people are happy. Leon saying fantastic midfield, which I do agree. SE saying nice to know he will actually go for money rather than really low free in the past, which is also right. I think that's why we are trying to get these deals sorted as soon as possible. There is that one player. I think the only player that I'm concerned about at this stage is Guehi, for different reasons. But yeah, look, overall, massively impressed with this extension, and I can't wait to see Lerma play with Wharton. not Lerma, sorry, Doucouré played with Wharton. I've already seen
Right.
Lerma play with Wharton and it's working fine.
And it's
But
been
as you
good.
said, that
Exactly.
they're both pressure resistant, they're both excellent on the
Yeah.
field, they've got a passing ability.
Yep.
And that is exactly what you want. And I guess we'll have to wait till April or May. But when it does happen, or next season, it will be massive. It will be massive for us going forward. Louis saying our midfield department is mental. We are going to see one of our fantastic midfielders on the bench, which is somewhat good to have. Exactly. I mean, Lerma's been one of the most consistent players for Palace this season. Yeah, I think he has. When you look at from game one to now, in terms of availability, in terms of like actual contributions on the football pitch, I know he hasn't scored as many goals, maybe, but the goal that he scored recently was fantastic. But yeah, I think Lerma's been a fantastic signing on the free, and our midfield is slowly getting into shape because it was a few years ago, it was a bit confusing when we had Maka, who was out injured. We had so many players, and it was like, who plays where, who's available. But now we're kind of seeing, Wharton, Doucouré, Lerma could be the option off the bench. Oza could be an option off the bench. Like, it's kind of like there's a structure there. Whereas before, about a few years ago, it was just like, I don't even know, who's going to start. We don't know. We don't know what was going to happen. So that is positive to see. Doucouré and Wharton is mouth-watering. Now, moving on from mouth-watering now, let's move on to the negative. The positive is out of the way. As you can see from the title, today we have received a unfortunate news on Mark Guehi. The reports are suggesting that he needs to have a surgery and he's going to be out for 8 weeks, which is very unfortunate because, Patrick, you follow, I might miss a thing or two here and there because I'm busy, but you normally see all the news, and it seemed like Guehi, there was nothing really any talks about him having a surgery. So I don't know what exactly has happened. Maybe it's medical advice, but 8 weeks, that defense now, Patrick, with 3 at the back, the depth options there on the other side is kind of getting worrying if we get one more injury.
Yeah. So he did a piece for Palace for Life Foundation and did an interview last week and sounded very positive. I noticed that, the interview when Glasner came in, he was one of the first players who was talking to him. So look, he was on the right track. Even I heard rumors that he wouldn't be back this week, but he might be back for the following week. It's not great. It's not great for him personally. I feel bad for him on a personal level, bad for us. But also remember, he wants to go to the Euros. And 8 weeks out with the break coming up, international break, it's going to be tough for him to get back into that England squad. The only thing I can say is that Southgate likes him a lot. So hopefully he keeps his place in that squad. But that's a tough thing. But it's tough. And then as far as our depth, it's really funny, right? Because I remember when Holding came in. Holding was a great depth option with Hodgson, and they were talking about, then he talked about Tom, but he wanted to play more. Then he gets injured, and we haven't heard from him since that one game. Was it cup game, right? United plays a cup game for United. So if we had him at least, it would be a great. But you're right, depth wise, and even Gyro, who could play back there in the pinch, is injured now. Apparently, he has a hamstring injury. So our only option now is Tompkins. I'm not really, I'm not feeling that. The three we have now are fine, but honestly, if one of them goes down, we could be in a bit of trouble because again, in the youth side, we've got signed Chris Francis from Bournemouth. He hasn't really done anything much for the 21s. There aren't anybody. I mean, the best player honestly is Mofi Jemede, but he's 17 years old in the 18s. So I can't really think of an even option in the youth that can even come up because Balmer's on loan. What's the other kid's name? Balmer and the other Irish kid is also on loan. So we don't have any options on that. So it's a little worrying that he's gonna be out for 8 weeks. But hopefully, you don't get any more injuries. You know what I mean? So
look, we are one injury away right now from Tompkins playing at centre half, and if that's not scary, you have no fears in life. And to be fair, with 5 at the back, maybe with other defenders around him, it might be a bit more manageable if that was to happen. Look, Joe Ward has been playing great for us. There's no doubt about that. And the problem is, if one of these other players, we're saying if Joe Ward gets injured, what if Anderson gets injured? What if Anderson or Richards gets injured? Then you have Tompkins, Anderson, and Joe Ward. Like, we have to be extra careful now going forward with centre halves because we are down to our bones. And I quickly want to mention this player as well. Is Rob Holding still injured? Haven't heard from him in ages. We only talk about this guy when there's a centre half injury, which is very telling. Where on earth is Rob Holding? What is he actually doing? Is he still employed by the football club? Because I've seen this guy once, Man United away in the Carabao Cup.
It was
where we got smoked.
Yep.
And then since then, he's been nowhere to be seen. Like, Patrick, where is he? I think he's had an ankle injury, but like this is the moment where you need Rob Holding to step up. Like we need you now. Like we need you there as a backup option. But I don't know. I don't know where the guy is.
Nah, you're right. And listen, the opportunity is absolutely there, right? Obviously, you just said Guehi's out. You know, you got Tompkins as your backup. You're using Joe Ward in the 3. You're saying to yourself, okay, Rob Holding, you know, Arsenal veteran, been in the league years, comes over. It would be perfect for him. I don't even know how he got injured. He must have been injured in training, because I don't think he got injured in the match. Because like you said, I only saw him play against Man United. That was months ago. So the fact that he's not available it's scary. You know, it reminds me of when Johnston went down and Henderson was also injured at the same time. You know what I mean? He had to play Remy Matthews in a game. You know what I mean? It's just life is funny that way. You know, you have opportunity to come up and step up, and it doesn't work out.
He's injured, but no one talks about him. That's the weirdest thing. Like when we get injury report, it's not Rob Holding.
Right.
Like where is he? What is going on? We get he's injured, but is he going to ever come back? Is he close? Is he far? Like no one really talks about him. It'll be good to have a journalist ask a question about Rob Holding pre-Tottenham, because now is the time where we need them depth options. Rob Holding, I think, was a solid signing for us as a backup option on paper. I think he can step up in these moments. But in these moments when we do need him, where is he? Where is he now? And when will he come back? I don't know. People, do you know? Let me know in the comment section down below. Step up Nathan Ferguson. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, we're not.
I don't think.
Poor Nathan.
I don't think he's going to be here. And it is sad what's happened to him, because the guy has just been injured every single time. He's come back, he's been injured. So I don't know how it works. But ain't even seen him in the videos where Munoz and Walton met the players ghosting. Like he's even at the training ground. Has he been in any? Because you watch the videos, Patrick. Have you seen him in any videos, like as a rehab, like the background is rehabbing? Like,
I'm not even joking. Like even in the Glasner one, I saw Schlupp, I saw Lise, I saw Hughes, and I saw Guehi. I did not even see Holding.
Here. Nah, there's a conspiracy. He's not here. I'm from Rob Holding in some way. He's not here. I don't know if I'm missing news, but I don't think he's at Palace, because I don't see him anywhere. I don't see him in any training ground video or pictures or comments about him. No one asks about him. He's just been taken off the radar by Palace. I don't know where he is, but he just gone. He's gone, and it is very frustrating. Quickly, Patrick, whilst we got a bit of time, there's been a statement yesterday from the HF about the club.
Not good.
And I'm gonna. Can you actually bring it up on Twitter? Can you know how you done the Doucouré thing, or is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, give me a few minutes. I'll give me a second so I can do it. Yeah, hold on.
But let's talk about that, because I think that is also important, as we haven't done Palace news recently. We might as well. That's part of it, and it's still relative news about the HF and the atmosphere at Palace, where there was a statement yesterday released by the group about LED sponsorship and the banners and displays and everything. So I think it'll be worth talking about. But let me go through some of the other related news recently. We've got Wolverhampton that win over Wolverhampton for the under 21s in the International Cup, which was very positive in the youth teams. And then for the under 18s, we lost 4-2 to Brighton, but no one cares about that, because we'll pretend it didn't happen, and it's under 18s. so yeah. Patrick, you've been to Palace before. Whilst you're searching it up, you've been to Palace this season. You was at the Bournemouth game, right? No.
Bournemouth and Liverpool, yeah.
Bournemouth and Liverpool.
West Ham.
As a Palace fan since 1971, you've been to Selhurst Park. You've had the season tickets. You watch the games on TV as well. What have you made of the atmosphere when you was here? Like, honest opinions.
Bournemouth game.
Considering the football wasn't that great as well, and there was frustration.
Bournemouth wasn't great. I remember there was a strike, so people got into the ground late, etc. So I didn't think it was great then. Liverpool was better, I gotta admit. But then there was a lot of negativity with the football going on, and when we talk about that and how we were playing that kind of stuff, so it wasn't great. I don't think it was terrible against Liverpool, but Bournemouth, it was pretty dead. It was pretty dead. So, but watching on TV of late, it seemed like it's picked up a little bit. It was definitely seemed to be much better on Saturday against Burnley. So, but in person, it wasn't great. So
Yeah, Connor saying the only thing Lerma has on midfielders is his heading. I think his heading, but he's incredible though. It's not like just average. It is incredible, and he does win a lot of balls. So yeah, Jamal saying good morning, morning Jamal. But yeah, I think Lerma has a bit more than just heading as well. I think he has the engine for 90 minutes more time to run up and down the pitch. He contributes on both ends of the pitch. And I think he's been very, very solid for us. I'm not saying he's like the most complete player, no, but he's been consistent for us throughout the season as well. But yeah, when all the players come back from injury, then I also expect, Doucouré, if everyone's fit, Doucouré and Wharton to start as a two together, because I think they complement each other's games perfectly, and it's going to be hard for teams to break us down in that instance. Have you got it yet, Patrick, or are you still looking for it, the statement? I guess he's still trying to find a statement.
It's in a WhatsApp chat. I got it. It's in a WhatsApp chat. So give me a second. I'll put it up right now.
Okay, all right, then no worries. Mitch saying, no, Lerma can add a lot going forward. He's just been doing the Doucouré's job. What's the number one player you want in the summer window? Yeah, send us some questions while Patrick is getting up. We'll answer them. And if you're enjoying this, by the way, if you can hit a like, and if you're new here, subscribe to our future players content, that'd be fantastic. You know what, Joshua? We're going to answer this. Don't worry. In just a second. So this is the statement that was put out by the HF yesterday. So you can read it for yourself if you want. If you're watching a replay, you can pause it. But I'll just go through the brief aspects of it. So the group is upset over the banner being removed for the LED advertising between the upper and the lower Holmesdale. I think they said this before what game was it? A Burnley game as well.
Right.
And they're not happy with that. They're not happy with the unjustified bans on the TIFO displays from the upper tier, which leads to 75% fewer sellers displays, which I know the TIFO displays have been fantastic whenever it has happened. And to compound this, they are basically saying that, other fan groups are trying to replicate Palace and it is working for other football clubs. So why is Palace, doing this to us? And they basically mentioned about Glasner coming from, a league that, that puts the fans at the front. And, they're basically saying, why are we choosing corporations over our own fans? And at the end of it, until our banners return, displays are again permitted from the upper tier. The group will be withdrawing flags and tifos at Solos,
that's the big part.
Is significant.
Yeah.
So there will be no tifos and flags until the banner is returned. I believe that's the LED light one. We are committed. I'll read the last bit out. We are committed to pushing the sport on, and later this week we'll be launching a crowdfunder to provide permanent flags for use at every game for the whole Holmesdale. When and if these get used is dependent on the club remembering what our identity is about, putting the above points right. Urgent action is needed from them before the next home game. So Patrick, there'll be no flags, no tifos. And I'll say this: I know a lot of people have, spoke about the HF, and some people are upset because they got moved from their seats.
Right.
But I don't think I don't care. Like honestly, I don't think it's an opinion. I think this is a fact. Without the HF, there's no atmosphere at Sellers. I've seen it this season as well.
Yep.
What game was it? In the first half, they weren't there. I think because of the protest against Croydon Council, and it honestly, it felt like a training game. Like there was no atmosphere. So these are facts. Unless people want to step up and create their own atmosphere, then I'll say fair enough. But we don't have an atmosphere right now without the HF. So what do you make of this? The advertising boards, the Homes of Fanatics being removed as well, which you always see it on TV. It seems like this season the club and the HF they just haven't really got along with the displays and everything going forward. It's been a bit rocky.
Yeah, so I understand both sides. So from the HF's upside, I understand. Listen, you're absolutely right, dear. I feel they do create the atmosphere. When I've been at the games, and again, it's been 3 times. Even after that, they were there at the West Ham game. If they're not, they kind of lead the singing. They lead what songs are sung, which I don't particularly like that. I think they should think other songs, but it is what it is. They do create the atmosphere with the singing, the drums, etc. Even with the flares, right? I understand that they want to have that sign because that sign, shows who they are. It's great, and then you want to add the other part to it. Um, but from the club standpoint, I understand why they don't want that sign there in particular because someone did pay for the advertising, so it's right on top of the LED. So someone did pay money for that. For them not to work out a compromise is a bit weird. I also think that the club is upset at them because they were the ones that put up some of the signs. They didn't put up all of them at the away game. I guess that was what was it, Arsenal?
Arsenal. Yeah.
Arsenal game, right? It
Do you
was
think
them
so?
that
Do you
did
think
it.
that plays a part to it? Do you think that plays a part to it?
100%. The club would never admit it because they would make them look like a bunch of little babies. But I don't think there's any doubt that the banners that they put up, the anti-Palace banners, anti-Parish banners, definitely has something to do with it. Compromise has to be worked out because again, Glasner's in. There's a feel-good factor again with the club. They have to work something out. But I definitely think that both sides have valid points and both sides need to compromise. Sometimes the HF gets a little bit carried away themselves, but you sit there, so you're there. The atmosphere is probably the best in the stadium in that area in the home
It
stand. There's no
is.
doubt about it.
I've seen it. Like I've seen it when the HF haven't been there, and
Right.
it was genuinely shocking. Like this is not even me picking. Like it is shocking.
Yeah.
And the thing that you said about fans starting their own chants, it does happen here and there, but more
not
time,
enough.
No one starts
Exactly.
the chants. That's the problem. You get
Right,
if people start the chants, then I don't think there'll be an issue. The main stand can start the chant, the Arthur can, but more time it just doesn't happen. It's not realistic.
Right.
I don't know why, but it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Right. And they're great, and away matches too. When they show up for their away matches, they're great. The atmosphere is great because I know the away fans are led. The HF was there. You get a much better atmosphere. I thought that at West Ham, they were behind me, but you could still hear them. So, but I just think that this is a situation that has to be worked out. You've got a new manager in there. He spoke about the fans. When he spoke about the fans, he wasn't talking about the family stand. He's talking about the HF. Talk about how the fans are, you know what I mean? Right. This can't go on. So I really feel that the club is trying to get them back for the banners, but we have to move on. We have to move on. But the fact that they talk about crowdfunding, they're gonna do stuff. They're gonna work out something. But the fact that they won't do stuff coming up is like a little bit of it's going to be a bit of shock. And you're right. There'll be no atmosphere at that stadium unless they're leading it. So I think that, listen, all the fans are important, but I just think that something has to work out because they can't do this the rest of the season.
They can't. But this is like we can't let it also end up in like this is coming from the club because I know they're part of the banners, but can't also make sure that it ends up like in like a petty argument.
Exactly. I agree.
We can't. We have to be now. This is the time to kick on. Like everyone is genuinely excited to go to Palace games. I'm looking forward to the game against Tottenham as well. And people are now scrambling. People are asking, "Oh, is there any spares for Tottenham?" All of a sudden, and this and that.
Exactly.
Now, this is the time for us to push on as a fan base. And if we are, having major disagreements like this, like we need to sit on the table and we need to solve it before it gets worse. And we need to try to kick on because this is the one thing I think that's missing right now. Is the HF and the club, and if it goes longer and longer, and it can get messy, and you don't want it to reach that point. You want now to kick on. Like it's been toxic this season. I've said that. I think it's one of the most toxic seasons that we've had, and I think that's due to expectations. And now that's all behind us. Let's make sure that we actually do try to push on at the football club. The next home game is against Luton, so it's not that far away. On the 9th of March. Yeah. So hopefully the club do sit down. Hopefully there's a solution found. But with the LED lights, as you said, Patrick, I think that's going to be interesting because that is advertising.
Right. Someone paid for that. Someone paid for that. Right. So.
Because when I think about it, Chelsea don't have the LED lights when how they have banners all around the stadium.
Right.
They don't have the LED lights in them instances. So there isn't, I don't think they're not blocking any advertising. So
exactly.
Palace made
someone
this
was saying,
yeah.
Someone was saying you could put it a little bit higher, but you wouldn't see it on TV. You could put it above where all the way on the top part, really high
or maybe
up.
hanging. But then again, when there's like fire safety regulations and this and that, I don't know. I don't know how exactly it'll work out, but maybe you can have a hanging a bit or something off the LED lights. But that's the thing. Like the other clubs, they don't really have the advertising. The advertising not pretty much covered by the banners, but something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. Something that the club needs to sit down and bring the
Work something
resolution
out.
to it because right now it's not looking good. Let's go through some of the questions. Joshua saying, what's the number one player you want in the summer window? Patrick, to make your life easier, if you don't have a player, what's the number one position you want to strengthen in this window? If you have a player, go ahead, say it.
I have a player, Kylian Mbappe.
He's available. Now, this is a fact that's getting carried away a bit too much. Kylian Mbappe.
Well, he said number player.
Okay. Maybe younger brother.
Realistic player. Realistically, I don't have a player in mind. A position would be obviously a 15-goal striker, honestly, because we had a striker that we could rely on. Because again, a club like Palace to get a 15-goal striker being Benteke that first year is massive for us. I mean, so I just think a striker that can score in class of system would be great. I don't have a player in mind, but that would be great for me at 50. No, I didn't know. You said in the summer he's already here. So he'll do it anyway.
Could that not be a 15-goal striker?
He'll be the second one. He'll be the second guy.
He'll be the second one. So you want like 30 goals up front. Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah. For minimum. This guy wants us to push for the title next season.
No, just top four. Just top four.
Just top four. Just the top four. Moving like West Ham fans. All right, cool. For me, I would say I don't even know. Even if I had to pick a position, right wing back is sorted. I think maybe another centre back.
Okay,
I think I'm happy Mitchell at left. I'm thinking about starters, by the way. I'm thinking about starters.
Yeah.
I think starter position, we got Walton, Doucouré. You got Guehi, Anderson, Richards, which I think is solid in defense if everyone's fit. You got Eze or Elise if everyone's
You're going to go
fit.
Striker too. Watch. You're going to go Striker. It has to be Striker.
Yeah, I think Striker.
It have to be, right?
And you got Mateta up front. Mateta up front. Then again, I'm actually looking forward to Mateta under Glasner.
No,
I want to see what he can do with him.
Wrong.
I can see what he can do with him because Mateta has been improving even under Hodgson. But under Glasner, I've got high hopes because of the coaching staff and new manager. And, Mateta's also played in the Bundesliga as well. So maybe Glasner knows a bit about him. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Mateta. But right now, if I had to pick one position, it'll probably be a striker. Right? But then again, I'm not even going to say 15-goal striker because nowadays you expect how it works is you have a lot of your other team contribute to goals than just a striker. So, for me, as long as we get a striker that can, dribble, that can bring others into the game, that is, what Mateta's basically doing right now on form. That'd be ideal. But yeah, I think striker is the one position I'll probably look at. Ronnie Edwards is a shout for centre half. I would like to see that as well. Maybe this summer.
Oh, that's a massive shout. Love that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that we're talking about one signing. So if I had one signing, it wouldn't be him right now, Edwards, because I think let's say if everyone stays, right, it's not going to happen. But if everyone stays, I think Anderson, Richards, and Guehi is fine there. I don't know. Maybe
the whole is striker for sure. The whole's got to be striker. I mean, for me.
Yeah. CBFC Jordan saying, would you like to see Lerma centre back if we are short on centre backs over Tompkins? So basically, Tompkins or Lerma if we are having a mini injury crisis, because the mini injury crisis at this point with the system that we're playing it turns massive. One centre half injury and it's gone to shit.
Jordan, I love that idea. Put him on the right side. He's played right back in the past. Put him right side. Richards left, Anderson center, and then you can put Ahmed or Ozo in the middle. 100%. That would be a great short term. I love that as an idea. It's a great idea. I like that.
Yeah, Chris and Kit is the guy for you. We'll just say no.
Yeah, you can
not
for
the price that I assume you're also fan. Not with the price that you lot put out there. I mean,
has he scored a goal like in this year?
It doesn't even come on.
No, but this calendar year, has he scored a goal? I'm looking up.
I don't even know. And look how many chances Arsenal create. That puts into. But then again, Patrick, I also understand why we were linked with him because
of course
he can dribble the ball. He's good on the ball, but when you're looking at striker options, I'd rather.
But the money they wanted for him too much.
I don't think it's proven. I don't think it's proven right now for Arsenal, anyways, that he's worth that much. But look, we're going to wrap it up here, people. If you are just joining us now, you can watch the show from the start as we end it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. Plus, there's more content coming out today around 5:30 UK time to 6:30 UK time. Just check it out. There'll be the match preview where we talk about the Spurs game. Should Eze or Francis start despite us beating Burnley 3-0? And more is discussed on that. Thank you to Patrick and every single one of you that's watched this. And until next time, up the Palace.